At Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure, we cater for everyone, from top sporting athletes to relaxed casual sporting individuals and everyone in between. We also provide a large range of teamwear services and cater for schools and clubs. Orders can be customised to your specification to suit your individual needs. From clothing to equipment, we've got you covered.
Here, and trainers and coaches will be saying move the ball quick, don't allow the tackle to come in, and particularly with the breeze you've got to really punish that position.
Yeah, looking at both sides this afternoon, no changes has to be said from the name side. And goals for Kilcare's Owen O'Donnell. At 2 is Barry McGinley, at 3 is Owen Cormac, 4 Gary Malloy, 5 Ryan McHugh, at 6 is the influential Ryan McShane, at 7 is Brian O'Donnell, 8 is All-Ireland winner in 2012 with Donegal Mark McHugh, at 9 is Kieran McGinley, at 10 Andrew McLean, Conor Doherty at 11, Matthew McLean at 12, Ryan O'Donnell at 13, the ever influential Paddy McBurty at 14, and into the right hand side beside him is his brother Stephen McBurty. And well, as we're just about to get things underway here, we just pause for our national anthem. It's Kilcare against Gweedore in the Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure Donegal Senior Football Championship quarter final here at Davy Brennan Memorial Park. And we're just going to check on the Gweedore side here. And that's Patrick McGillibregia. At 2 it's Nathan McGillibregia. At 3 is Gary McFadgen. At 4 it's Eamon McGillibregia. At 5 it's Aidan Braddock. At 6 is Donald McGillibregia. 7 is Ethan Harkin. At 8 it's Stephen McFadden. Peter McGee at number 9. Finnan McGill Coyle at 10. At number 11 is the ever influential Dara O'Boyle. Michael Rorty is at number 12. Owen DeBurka at 13. Oren McNeilis at number 14. And Eamon Collum at number 15. And that inside line of Gweedore have been in fine form this year so far, Brendan Devaney, and they will need to be in fine form tonight because Kilcare, they've been scoring really, really high. The second highest scoring team in the Michael Murphy Senior Football Championship.
Yeah, listen, it's never been a problem for Kilcare putting the ball over the bar and in the net. You think probably that is their strength. Can they contain that Gweedore inside line that we're talking about? And certainly both teams blessed with a multitude of scores. And here's Ryan McHugh straight into action.
Yeah, Ryan McHugh has possession, lifts the head, kicks the ball with the right boot down to the right hand side. It's McGinley, kicks this one from distance. Route 1 football after 14 seconds. It is that man, McGinley, once again getting on the scoring act. And Kieran McGinley, as I say, 37 years of age, I do believe, and really just showing how it's done, Brendan.
20 years in the making, Park, this man. And listen, it's not just these 20 years, it's the fitness and the ability as they get up and down the pitch. And that was a simple breakdown. Ryan McHugh coming through with blistering pace, laid it off to McGinley, and basically seconds into the game, just from outside the D, taps the ball over the bar before Gaoth had even chance to settle. Now, they've gone sharp with the kick out, but they've lost it in their own defence.
Yeah, there's an opportunity here. Comes Paddy McBurdy. Could be a big score here. Shot by McBurdy. It's just gone out to the left and wide. And well, that is a huge opportunity for Kilcar, and you would have put the house on him, putting the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, Burke, you know, sometimes it takes a while to settle into a game, and I think Kilcar they're just chased after the ball. It was a very sloppy turnover over on that right hand side there, and when Patrick Beardy got that ball, you're just thinking back of the net. He used his frame up against McGill, bounced off him, and you just were waiting him to hit the back of the net. That was a massive let off from Gaoth, let off for Gaoth, an unforced turnover.
Well, Kilcar have started with a lot of tent, but here's a man who's going to settle things for Gaoth. Now in the middle it goes through Stephen McFadden. McFadden has possession, and to the left hand side it's that man Darrow O'Boyle, and well, he's just been intercepted there, and now it's Kilcar who has possession through Mark McHugh. Of course, Mark now manager of Westmeath out there tonight. Suppose the rain has kind of stopped a little bit, but the wind hasn't, Brendan. And that goal, suppose, in championship games, those big opportunities, you know, you have to take them, Brent.
Yeah, Kilcar's definitely started the better part, and they're very unlucky not to be 1-1 up. Of all people, Paddy McBurdy not taking that opportunity, but I'm sure Gaoth just looking to settle in the game. But as Kilcar have the possession again, they're looking much the more dangerous team in these opening minutes.
Yeah, just looking at this opportunity here now for Andrew McLean. McLean has had a fine championship so far. The ball recycled back. Here comes a shot from that man Matthew McLean, and kicks that one over the bar, and Kilcar 2 points to the good, and Matthew McLean has been one of the players of the championship so far, Brendan.
Yeah, brilliant 2-pointer from McLean. Listen, it was like a free kick there, and Paddy McBurdy, as we see often with county players, Park, they attract attention to Gaoth defenders without them. He recycled the ball, but he hit it with power back to McLean, and what a player McLean. Listen, McLean should be in the county squad. He would be there if he really wanted to. He's got that much class, and listen, never mind Eric Park, he was on the 45, but he thumped that ball over into the lower end, into the river goals. Brilliant 2-pointer, great start for Kilcar.
Now Gaoth have possession way down the far left hand side. They have it through Eamon Collum, just happy to hold up possession. Back he goes to Oren McNeilis wearing number 14, and spreads the play to the middle to Donald McGill-Abrija. McGill-Abrija, of course, part of Jim McGuinness's panel this year, and he goes back into Oren, and Oren, of course, has been playing in the full forward line, and you'd like to see that, Brendan. We'll just overcook that particular pass now. Yeah, Kilcar
sloppy.
They have possession, and one thing Kilcar love to do is get up at numbers at serious pace, and they've done it throughout this championship. Here comes Ryan McHugh. There's going to be, well, Andy McFeely has thought he's overcarried the ball, and well, it's he's not happy with that particular decision, Ryan McHugh. But anyway, just looking at both sides here today, of course, Kilcar, they've Owen O'Donnell and nets, Barry McGinley as well, and there's going to be another free in for the ball was taken forward. A little bit of descent there, Brendan.
Yeah, a bit of descent there. Say Owen McNeilis, even though his experience there, giving a sloppy pass inside. So yeah, Gaoth really struggling to settle, and you know, Kilcar obviously have the breeze. They've made the most of it early on, but here's an opportunity for Gaoth now down in the left corner.
We do have it, and looking at that Kilcar team once again: Owen McCormick, Gary Malloy at 4, at 5 is Ryan McHugh, Ryan McShane at 6, Brian O'Donnell at 7, Mark McHugh at 8, Kieran McGinley at 9, Andrew McLean at 10, Conor O'Donnell at 11, Matthew McLean at 12, Ryan O'Donnell at 13, Paddy McBurdy at 14, and Stephen McBurdy at 15. And well, Gaoth currently trying to unlock that Kilcar defence, but just haven't been able to do that so far. And if you've just joined us, well, Kilcar have really started off in good fettle here. 3 points to the good. Also had a early goal opportunity, and Patrick McBurdy, you would have thought it'd be nice, it'd be interesting to watch that one back once again. An opportunity that we felt that he should have put into the back of the net, but somehow went out to the left and wide. But it's Kilcar who've started the brightest, and well, they still have possession through Stephen McBurdy, going to chance this one with the right boot. It's hanging in the air, it's just fallen into the arms of Padraig McGill-Abrija, and well, the breeze, you thought maybe would have carried that one, Brendan.
Yeah, real zip about Kilcar early on, no Park, and you know, Gaoth struggling to settle because Kilcar playing with such a high intensity, and you've seen both the last attacks here. You know, the number 9s going inside, Peter McGee going inside, and Kieran McGinley going inside for Kilcar there, because they know that high ball in, if it drops short, maybe there's an opportunity of a goal or a long direct ball in. That time it just went over McGinley's head. It was a simple kick in the end for McGillivray and the Gaoth goals.
Yeah, just looking at that Gaoth side as well, before we do that, there is just a sloppy pass, and it's a really wet night here in Davy Brennan Memorial Park, and just that ball was overcooked a little bit as Gaoth try and build from the back, and it has to be said, huge experience in that Gaoth defence, and Gary McFadden, of course, who's leading that charge there as well. Finning McGillicoyle has possession, taking a solo with the right boot. He's with one player to the left, to the right. He doesn't really need them. The ball is just going to filter out, and that goes out to the left hand side, and potentially should have been a score. Interestingly there, Kilcar backed off, allowed him to come forward, but just with the breeze probably, Brennan, was a little bit harder to judge.
And you know, Finnan Coyle's having a brilliant season. He's on the right foot, he's just to the left of the goals, so he wants to kick through the ball to hit it to the far post and bring it in. That would have been his natural strike, but there was a player coming across to block him, and made him just snatch at the ball a small bit, but just in that last Kilcar attack, the fist blew from Andrew McLean there. Park, you see the way the ball's carrying. I mean, the pitch is in brilliant shape, in fairness to the Neve Connell club here, but it's hard now. It's still hard underneath, but the ball's travelling along, so if you fist the ball, it's really going to skid off the surface that it did in that last Kilcar attack.
Yeah, they still have possession. Kilcar back to Andrew McLean. He scored a 2-pointer already in the first opening 3 minutes or so. Andrew McLean has, as we've indicated, has been having a fine championship for Kilcar, and this particular game, it's another opportunity for Kieran McGinley. It's gone out to the right and wide, and that's the first wide for Kilcar in this second wide for this Kilcar side in this encounter, and he did score the first opening score in 44 seconds as well. So he was in his right to have a go at that one, Brendan.
Yeah, they just did that earlier one, McBurdy, which should have been a goal chance. So yeah, look, you know, for the start that they've made now, 3 points is probably not what should be on the board for Kilcar there, because they have looked, not only have looked more dangerous, they've been a real zip them, and sometimes you can come out in championship a bit flat. And again, they've won the kick out here, Park. And again, it's that pass, Park. You'll notice there.
There's going to be a free, and has noticed that foul on Ryan McHugh. It's going to be a free, and for our listeners now in Highland Radio, of course, in goals for Gaoth is Patrick McGillivray, Nessa McGillivray at number 2. At 3 is Gary McFadden, Eamon McGillivray at 4, Aidan Braddock at 5, Donald McGillivray at number 6. At 7 is Ethan Harkin, Stephen McFadden at number 8. At 9 is Peter McGee, and here comes an opportunity for Matthew McLean. That'll be an absolute monster score if that goes over. It does go over. It's a 2-point. It's Matthew McLean. What a score, Brendan.
Yeah, McLean, listen, Burke, he's already lit it up from 45, and he was inside that time, and I'm thinking, Gaoth, when that man's on the ball, you can't back off him. Like, there's certain players in the team you might think playing zonal, you can pull away from him. You can't do it by a player like Matthew McLean with the breeze behind his back. He's already hit one from 45, and he strolled onto that Park, and again, absolutely huge score for Kilcar. But really, Gaoth got to realise who's the dangers out there, and I know there's a lot of them in Kilcar, but particularly he is.
Poor kick out there on that occasion by Patrick McGillivray, and now it's an opportunity here for Patrick McBurdy. McBurdy still has it. He's got a little bit of company, but it doesn't need that. There's a player to the left hand side, but he just popped it over the bar with his left boot, and his first score, Patrick McBurdy's first score, and Kilcar's 5th score. So it's 5 points, 6 points for Kilcar. No score for Gaoth as of yet, but as we're saying, it is a tough breeze out there, Brendan.
Yeah, tough breeze, and listen, that's probably more. The scoreboard now looks more realistic in terms of the early Kilcar dominance. And McBurdy that time again, as we're saying, Park, 4 players converged into him. He's that big, solid, powerful unit. He was bustling through, maybe a goal chance on, but I think he took the right option, tapped it over the bar. Here
comes Gaoth once again with Warren McNeilis now inside. It goes to Stephen McFadden. McFadden back to McNeilis, trying to hand pass this one over. Was he? No, he hand passed it in. Could be an opportunity for a goal here, but it's the first opening score for Gaoth. A well-worked score there, and it was Eamon Collum at that point, Brendan.
Yeah, he's got a certain striking style, hasn't he? Coming on the back and moving. You thought McNeely's, he's going on from a tight angle on the left there. You thought he might have fisted it over the bar. He fisted it across. It just went over the Kilcar's man hands, and I think by the time Eamon Collum got it, there's maybe 3 or 4 bodies in the way. So from about 10 or 11 yards, he got Gaoth off the mark. The first point of the half for them with almost 10 minutes gone.
Yeah, and just looking at the remainder of that, Gaoth side, it's been end to end so far. Finning Coyle at number 10, Darrow Wheel at 11, Michael Rorty at 12, Owen de Burka at 13, Oren McNeilis at 14, and Eamon Collum has number 15 on his back, and Has he kicked another score there?
That's Ethan Harkin there, Park, and you know what, Park, he took a huge shoulder from a Kilcar man, went through, brushed him off like he hadn't been tackled at all, came back around just at the edge of the D there, and listen, struck the ball over the bar. And we all know about Ethan Harkin and his abilities out there, and listen, it's always important for any forward to get off the mark early on, so that'll do his confidence a world of good. And he's playing very deep, Park, with Gaoth. They've decided not to play him inside and put pressure on him. He comes out and he's allowed to get on ball, come from deep and score from range, which I think is his strength.
6 points to 2 here in this Michael Murphy Senior Football Championship quarter-final as Ryan McHugh has possession outside just the edge of the arc. As that man Matthew McLean, he's going to get some more attention, but he's just got a little bit of space. The ball is going to go short and it goes into the arms of Padraig McGillibreja, and it's Gaoth who've just started to settle a little bit now as we enter into the 11th minute here in Davy Brennan Memorial Park. It all started off in the 44th second gone. Kieran McGinley found the range for Kilcar, then a massive goal opportunity for Patrick McBurdy, just went out to the left and wide, and that was pretty much a minute later. So Kilcar started really, really bright. Then that man Matthew McLean on the 3rd minute kicked his first 2-pointer, and then that man Matthew McLean once again on the 8th minute kicked another 2-pointer. That put Kilcar 5 points to no score up after 8 minutes. Then Paddy McBurdy got in the act with a point from close in. 6 points to no scores after 9 minutes in favour of Kilcar. But then, as we've just indicated, Gaoth have started to come back into this game. The first score for them coming from Eamon Colm on the 9th minute, and Ethan Harkin has responded with another point from play, so 6 points to 2. And suppose Brennan, St Michael's earlier on today, they've defeated McCool, so St Michael's have moved on to the semi-finals, and looking at both sides here tonight, it's going to be a real tight affair here.
Yeah, certainly. But listen, it's semi-final stage. You know, I think whatever 4 teams is left, I don't think anybody could pick who would come through, because it's been very tight. Even the quarter-finals, all very hard to call. Not much between the teams at all. But Kilcar, one of the fascinating stories of the season, Mark. You know, looked like relegation from Division 1. They ended up winning the last 5 games, and they've went on a brilliant run since then. And you know, got all their main men, all their players back. Ryan McHugh back. You know, Matthew McLean back in. Patrick McBurdy had an injury, he's back in. So they are a dangerous outfit.
This man Kieran McGinley pops the ball inside to Ryan McShane. McShane kicks this one. It's hanging to the right, and it's just gone out to the right and wide. And that's their 3rd wide of this particular encounter. And you're right, Brendan, I suppose I've watched a little bit of Kilcar this year. I've seen them against Killybegs, in Killybegs, a real tight place to go, but the pace of Kilcar, and people are starting to take notice. They've racked up a number of big scores in this championship to date, and look, they have the firepower. You've Paddy McBurdy there as well, you've Stephen McBurdy also, so you know, Kilcar, there's a lot of really good football so far. It's a big test tonight.
Do you know what, they're playing it in their terms. They're a very nippy, fast-moving team, and you know, Gaoth going zonal, and they're dropping the shoulder and they're going by their opposite men, and every one of their players are looking to take on their opposite number, and what that does is it at least engages the defence to kind of move over or cause another man on, and then the ball's been switched around. So you can see they've done a lot of work on coaching and moving the ball quickly, trying to open up those wee gaps, because you say, Park, they've got, you know, 5 or 6 decent shooters in there, so it's a lot for Gaoth to watch. But certainly the 2-pointers against Matthew McLean, there's somebody I would get tight to as a priority.
And here comes Paddy McBurdy. He's just crossed the 45 outside the edge of the D, waits for the run from Ryan McHugh, drops the shoulder, turns back in, trying to get onto that left boot. It's just going to drop short. The ball's in the air. There's an opportunity for a goal here. Has the ball got in over the line there? The umpires look at each other. No, that was good. Bit of defending there. It was Donald McGillibreja who's back there, and it's a let off for Gaoth. Good ball out to the left hand side for Dara O'Boyle. O'Boyle has possession now, crossing the 45, has a little bit of company there from Ryan McShane, but good work by O'Boyle, and he's won himself a free, still has it. It's just going to be called back. He strikes with the outside of the right boot, and another hunt for goal there for Kilcar, Brendan.
Second goal opportunity, and they survived it. And Park, how many times we see it? That was their 4th attempt, drop it short. And I know with the breeze, you want to try and execute as many scores as you can, but you've got to make sure you're in range. And I think, you know, a couple of them attempts there dropping short were easy from McGillivray. That one was dropped substantially enough short that someone could get a fist at, and as the ball hopped, the ball was on his way to the goal. And you said McGillivray, one of the county panellists of Gaoth, he was back in, right place at the right time, because that ball must have been just inches from the back of the net. And you know, would have been a massive score in the game, Park, because there's 2 big goal chances they've had now, and they've missed the 2.
Absolutely, and the ball he gave out to Dara O'Boyle out this left hand flank. Now this will be a big turnover if this does go over the bar. It's asking a good bit of Ethan Harkin. We've seen him doing this before. Doesn't take too many steps back. He's just outside the D. He kicks this one high. It's hanging in the air, and that's a great strike by Ethan Harkin. And he just takes a couple of steps back, puts the ball over the bar. It's 6 points to 3 here in Davy Brennan Memorial Park.
Yeah, well, that's a big difference now, because it was 6-0, and that's 3 scores in a row for the men from Gaoth. So it looked like in the first 10 minutes, but they certainly hadn't settled into the game in the first 7 or 8 minutes. But since then, with a couple of misses, drop short from Kilcar, goal opportunity, they've now found their way back into the game at 6-3, and I'm sure from a period of being 6-0 down, the Gaoth bench is much happier with this outlook so far.
The kick out goes long on this occasion with the breeze at his back. Owen O'Donnell can get the ball way out past the midfield area and into the Gaoth half, but it's Gaoth who have a lot of big men around that middle as well, and can contain that possession. So there's going to be a fight at the midfield area for possession as well. They've pulled, just looking at Owen McNeil's, pulled him back out the pitch as well, Brendan.
Yeah, listen, he's out to dictate the play out round the back. He doesn't have the speed he used to work. In here, you have Gaoth trying to stretch Kilcar, trying to get the ball recycled back. It's gone in the corner, maybe half a shot for it. Maybe that breeze is enough just to make Gaoth turn back that time and look for another option. 16
minutes on the clock here, and well, it is Ethan Harkin has possession, swinging that left boot. It's just going to drift out to the right and wide, and another wide for Gaoth. That's their second wide off this encounter. 16 minutes on the clock, 6-3. You'd be happy at the minute if you're in the Gaoth camp, Roland McNeilis, because there is a substantial breeze there, Brendan,
yes,
as we've been indicating.
Yeah, you wonder just how much did it drag that shot wide, because definitely Harkin, he was on this left channel there. He just looked to bring the ball around from the inside post to out in that left foot of his, but it did tail a good bit out to the right. And I suppose you've got to take them warnings in as a forward work to see where your range at, how hard that breeze is, and really put it out into the breeze.
Oh, the kick out is coming. It was looking for Matthew McLean, but it's been intercepted there by a Gaoth player. I think it was that man Fallon Coyle got his hands inside. Now there's an opportunity here for Owen Dobhar. Back it goes, and now an opportunity for Stefan McFadden back to Owen Brannock, and that one is just going to go out to the right and wide. And well, Owen O'Donnell with the breeze at his back. Gaoth, I suppose they've pushed up on the kick out as well. They're trying to dominate that aerial battle. They have. He had to go short on that occasion, Brendan, but it was snipped out by the Gaoth.
Yeah, it was a poor kick, because it went straight to a Gaoth man. There was no Kilcar man even near him. So if you're not going to find a target work or be very close to it, you just got to go long. You can't give. Particularly the 11-11, you haven't got covering players in there. Every man is one-on-one now, so if the Gaoth man is in front of you and he receives the ball, then you can't get to him, and that's what happened that time. And again, a let off for Kilcar.
Kick out comes from Owen O'Donnell. Out he goes this time. Once again, it's McGillibregia who collects that one. Donald McGillibregia, and Gaoth have settled in this Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure quarter-final battle here at Davy Brennan Memorial Park. It's one of the big games of the weekend, and it's the quarter-final weekend here in Donegal, and it's knockout football, Brendan. It brings that extra edge when you enter this term of the competition.
Yeah, 100%, Park. And listen, we haven't talked too much about kick-outs there. You were mentioning just previous there about that individual one, but that's 3 in a row now. And if you noticed, the game just changed in the last few minutes. Gaoth have got the grips with the Kilcar kick-out. They've won the last 3, and that has given them possession and given them the ability to try and cut in the lead. Now, they had a couple of wides there, admittedly, but they're certainly controlling the play. Kilcar now have dropped very deep, and that zip that we had from them in them first 7 or 8 minutes seems to have grown, and Gaoth now are starting to dictate the game on their terms, which suits them, Park, playing against the breeze, because you want to kind of slow down the game. You want to get this half over with not too much of a deficit, so you can really go at the team in the second half.
Here comes Donald McGillibregia, has possession, takes a solo with the right boot, still has it way out in the far right hand side, and well, he has a breeze to deal with, so he's not going to chance the right boot. He holds up possession, gives it inside. Ethan Harkin has it. Now Gaoth will be happy to hold possession at the minute. They still have it. They're going to go after a score. I do believe, Brendan, they still have it just crossing the D, and it's that man Stefan McFadden. But Kilcar have turned over the ball, and look at the pace of Kilcar coming up that pitch now. Currently they have it through that right half forward. Left is Andrew McLean, and well, it's actually was actually Ryan O'Donnell, I think, who had possession there.
Yeah,
they do indeed. Small in stature, but Matthew McLean And Andrew McLean and Ryan McHugh and Mark McHugh, small in stature but can get up the pitch at serious pace. Pace that you would have liked to have, Brendan, in your day.
I would have liked to have, yeah, but listen, we can't be blessed with every park, you know. I'd love to have been as good as finisher as you. That's just
well, 6-3 currently here. Kilcar in the ascendancy with the breeze. And Gaoth, well, with 20 minutes on the clock. Kilcar had 2 goal opportunities, and Brendan, suppose when they look at that at half time, they are going to be disappointed. Here comes Ryan McHugh. He has an opportunity on the left boot, kicks that one high, looks good from here. It's another score for Kilcar, and it's Ryan McHugh. And it's interesting to note it's the 9th minute when they last scored, Brendan. They really needed that particular score with the breeze.
Yeah, a huge score from McHugh, and you're right. And Burke, that's what we were seeing in them first opening 8-9 minutes. As you were saying there, Kilcar men had possession. They're dropping the shoulder and they're cutting in wide. McHugh, who had dropped one short earlier, again ended up in that left hand side. But when he took off there, Burke, he left the Gaoth defence for dead, and that is the danger. You just think with this Kilcar team, at some stage they're going to get in for a goal. The way they're able to, certain players are able to go by their opposite number. Yeah,
they've turned over the ball on this occasion from the kick out, and it was Mark McHugh. Back it goes inside to Andrew McLean. McLean still has it, but there's a number of Gaoth men around him, and it's been picked up there by Peter McGee. McGee gives it inside to Michael Rorty. Now this is better from Donal McGillivray. Has possession, showing the power and the pace that he has. Still has it, just crossing the D. And well, he's ran a long distance with possession. That's a fantastic score by Donal McGillivray, and just showing his power and pace there, Brendan.
Yeah, he wasn't going to be stopped there, Park. You could see it. One thing in his mind, there was runs being made off him, but I don't think any of them were on. I think he knew he had the power, Park, there to brush off the Kilcar man, steady up and put it over the bar, and he's well able to take a score, McGillivray. But just in that last attack, Park, you've probably seen the difference in the two teams. Kilcar's slight, they need to drop a shoulder and go by the man. They need to jerk, come in and out and take the man on. That time McLean took the ball into the Gaoth tackle. Gaoth far too much physicality for it.
Gaoth have won the kick out once again. The fist came down, but now it goes down to the right hand side to Finan Coyle. Long ball in over the top, looking for Eamon Collum to make the run. It's just going to be overcooked a little bit, and it's out to the right and wide. The referee looks like he's going to have a little word. Well, he's just asking with the goalkeeper there, and I suppose Gaoth, they've pushed up a wee bit, Brendan. They're starting to dominate that kick out from Owen O'Donnell. It'll be interesting to see where it goes this time.
Yeah, big men out round him. If you look at it now, McGinley's kind of trying to take on 2 or 3 big bodies out there, and I think that's why you've seen them go short there to Mark McHugh, because Mark McHugh's wearing 8 in his back, not an orthodox midfielder, not got anything like McGinley's ability, and he's out there trying to take on the likes of McGillivray and big Peter McGee, and that's why Kilcar are looking to go short.
Yeah, now Kilcar have possession. Here comes the shot from the left hand side, and it's going out to the right and wide, and that's out to the left and wide, should say. It was Matthew McLean who was swinging the right boot at that one. That's the 4th wide for Kilcar, Brennan, and well, look, he's been deadly accurate so far.
Yeah, you have to take those opportunities on. I think he'd be a bit disappointed with him, because probably from the 2 that he hit, that might have been slightly easier than the 2 that he scored. And certainly, as I say, the scoreboard doesn't look good at 7-4 for Gaoth, or for Kilcar.
Yeah, the umpires are having a chat with match referee and McFeely about something, suppose, and well, Hender's going to come out and deal with it no matter what. But he didn't quite see myself, Brennan, what the situation was, but
somebody's in trouble.
He's going to have a chat with someone by the looks of it, and McFeely, he's he seems to be happy enough to allow things to go on. So it's Patrick McGillivray who has the kick out here. Kicks this one out to the left hand side. Up goes Peter McGee. The ball's broken down. It's going to be collected there by the Darrell Boyle. Boyle gives it inside. Now an opportunity here for Aidan Brannock down the left hand side in Davy Brennan Memorial Park. A lovely little ball with the outside of the right boot into the chest of Owen De Burke. Well, nearly in the chest of Owen De Burke. That was a lovely passage of play, even on the night that it is, but it just didn't work out. Now it's Kilcar. They're building from the back once again. 7 points for Kilcar, 4 points for Gaoth in this Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure Donegal Senior Football Championship quarter final, and it's Kilcar who are aided with the breeze. They have the lead here currently with 24 minutes on the clock, and well, with that particular breeze, Brendan, it's definitely worth a couple of points. Mark McHugh thought about the shot. He's been met by Donal McGillivray. Has been pushed back out just at the 45 now. Gives the long ball over the top, and it's just going to go out to the right and wide, and he'd be disappointed with that. That's Kilcar's 5th wide, and looked for the pass, but it wasn't there, Brendan.
Yeah, listen, you look at kick passing in general, the change, and a lot of things are going to happen this season. That last attempt to pass from Aidan Brasna, I mean, we weren't seeing that this last 10 years in Donegal club football because there have been sweepers and players in the way in that, but we're starting to see people try and pick the pockets and try and get those through balls, those dangerous balls in, because they are the game unlockers, and really you wouldn't have tried it before, but now in the new rules 11v11 those passes are on.
Here comes Stephen McBurty, has possession, crossing the 45, taking a solo just outside the edge of the D, looked for the run now from McLean. McLean has possession, trying to get on that right boot, but he's just seen the run from Ryan McHugh. Now Kilcar moving the ball really quickly, but as you can see out in front of us, Gaoth are happy to sit back and just try and defend and slow that Kilcar attack down, and they have done that. They've pushed Ciaran McGinley out to the right hand side. There's 4 jerseys, Gaoth jerseys around it, but this man you have to put even more jerseys around it. It's Patrick McBurty, and I thought that was going over the bar. That was going to be a great score, but it's just going out to the left and wide.
If it had sounded better, if it went over the bar there for it, right. But listen, again, you got to hand it there to McFadden there picking him up, Gary McFadden. What a stalwart he's been for Gaoth. Like, and I know he's been travelling home from Meath this last 8 or 9 years. The miles that he's put up, and he is the man marker at the back. And listen, Patrick McBurty's one of the best. Listen, I've watched him a few times in the championship. He's absolute top drawer quality, but Kilcar haven't got him into the game, and one of the reasons for that is McFadden. And even there, he dropped the shoulder, he made the space perk, and McBurty from just outside the D, you would have thought he would have put that over the bar.
Funny you're mentioning about Gary McFadden there. Comes with a lot of pedigree, Brendan, and you know there's just that steeliness, no fear, takes on. You know,
the Gaoth defence, Mark, you'd say is much more steel in it than the Kilcar defence, and that's the difference. And you've seen that when Gaoth got the grips with them now, they've managed to turn back, and when it's a physical battle, Gaoth are going to win that, so it's up to Kilcar to avoid the contact. That would be the main thing for them, because their players are too light, particularly on a night like this. They're nippy. They need to avoid the challenge and work it to the shooters, because in the last few attacks here, once Gaoth have got hands on them, they're turning over ball. Well,
Gaoth have possession deep in the Kilcar half here currently through the hands of Owen DeBurka. Now it's Oren McNeilis, lovely passage of play from him, and Dara O'Beal still has possession, trying to get past Ciaran McGinley, just does that, still has possession here, does Dara O'Beal, happy to go back with that ball, because Gaoth are facing a serious breeze here currently, but if any team can play in serious conditions and breezes, it's Gaoth down in Maragallon. They're always a little bit of a breeze, but anyway, here comes Michael Rorty hand pass the ball out to the right hand side. There's an opportunity here for Owen DeBurka to swing the right boot. DeBurka kicks that one high. That's a great score by Owen DeBurka, and a score, you know, as they're going on just with 3 minutes or so left on the clock to half time, 7 points to 5. Ronan McNeilis would be absolutely delighted with that.
Yeah, and I suppose, Park, the warning you've just mentioned it there is you don't know how Kilcar is going to play into the breeze, so that would be the warning at half time. But you just mentioned there DeBurka, like, finding himself free, and Michael Rody, who was man of the match last day, has been very quiet now by his own standards, and he's going to be, I think, potentially a big player carrying ball for Gaoth in that second half. But you're 100% right. I mean, 7-5 from being 6-0 down. You know, I'm sure the Gaoth bench and management are delighted with the response.
Yeah, of course, this is the second of the quarter-finals. Of course, 4 games down for decision this weekend in the Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure Donegal Senior Football Championship. St Michael's are through. They defeated McCool's 26 points to 15 at Donald Park earlier on today. Let's see who's going to join them. Here comes Kilcar, and Andrew McLean has possession, but as we've been mentioning,
that tackle,
that's Gaoth defence has been really very well structured, and has kept out the first opening 6 minutes or so. It was all Kilcar, but they've really got the grips with the Kilcar forward line and the runs from deep. But here comes Kilcar once again. Ryan McShane has it way out on the left hand side. He's got a little bit of company by Owen DeBurka, but he has to go back, and Ethan Harkin is sniffing what an interception by that man. Michael Roherty was there, just got the hand on it at the right time. Now Gaoth have a little bit of grass in front of them. They have that man Darrell Beale in possession, still has it out to the left hand side. There's a run coming. He's been met by 2 or 3 Kilcar men. He has to get the ball away. He does do that to Peter McGee. Now McGee, and it's Gaoth who's controlling possession here through Finn and Coyle out to the left hand side, spreading the play, and they give it to Stephen McFadden. McFadden jinxes to the left and to the right, still has possession, but it's got a Kilcar jersey in front of him. out it goes, opportunity for Ethan Harkin, kicks that one high and over the bar. Great score.
Yeah, brilliant score again. Yeah, and as you're saying, Mark, that's another huge knife into Kilcara there, because from being 6 up, they've got 1 point since that time of being 6 ahead, and Gweedore now have had 6 of their own, and against the breeze. Now again, you don't know how Kilcara are going to play in the breeze. They've went short with the kick out here again, which I think is smart, but they got to use the ball quicker. They can't be taking it into the tackle that they did previously. Now, in fairness from Neil Rorty, that was a brilliant challenge, because he just got in the round, last ditch fist inside the arm to knock that ball away.
Yeah, great bit of interception play by Rorty, and that score coming from Ethan Harkin really just puts a point between both sides. And as we've been saying, there's a big breeze here in Davy Brennan Memorial Park. It's currently aiding Kilcar 6 points to 7 in aid of Kilcar currently, and they have it with Matthew McLean down to the far right hand side. The possession goes to Andrew McLean, taking a solo of it and looking up to see what's moving, but Gweedore have been very structured in defence, and it's fine that they really find it hard that once again a handgun and just who's back there? It's Michael Rorty once again, but the ball's spilled. It's Kilcar man who's got it. It's an opportunity here for Kilcar. There's goal here. Oh, great interception, but the ball is still on the ground. Just trying to see who got that interception. I think it might have been Easton McGillibreja, but that was Ryan McShane who was coming, and there goes the half-time whistle. Huge moment there. Another goal opportunity for Kilcar. They didn't seize the moment there, Brendan.
Yeah, listen, that was probably the most difficult of all of them. But you seen coming in from that tight angle over on that far side. Now, it was fisted across. It seemed like the right move. I think the man jumping up that palmed it down, there was at least a defender, and the goalkeeper was in his way. So it ended up being a straightforward enough. There was a scramble, there was a kick after that. But again, there was enough bodies back through Gweedore. But I think that Kilcar really needed that goal to have something better to hang on to against this breeze. Because from those opening minutes, Gweedore have settled. They've looked very solid in the back. Their zonal defending got to grips with the movement of Kilcar. They have looked by far the better team. And as I say, we're talking about breezes and 2 pointers. It's a massive advantage for Gweedore. We can only a point down here at half time.
Yeah, slapping each other on the back, and you can see why the work they put in against that particular breeze. Just reflecting on that first half performance here at Davy Brennan Memorial Park. It's Kilcar against Gweedore. 7 points for Kilcar, 6 points for Gweedore. It all started brighter for Kieran McGinley in the 44th second of the match. He scored Kilcar's first point, and then a massive goal opportunity for Paddy McBurdy just out to the left hand side. The ball went, it looked like it was drifting into the goal, but it didn't result in that particular goal. But then Matthew McLean stepped up with his first 2-pointer for Kilcar, and then he stepped up with another 2-pointer, and on the 8th minute Kilcar were leading 5 points to no score. Paddy McBurdy got his first opening score in the 9th minute, so that left it 6 points to no score in favour of the Kilcar men. Colum got Gweedore's tally up and running after 9 minutes. Then Ethan Harkin chipped in with 2 points, one on the 10th minute, another on the 15th, and Ryan McHugh responded on the 18th minute for Kilcar. That left it 7 points to 3, but it was then Gweedore who took over. Scores from Donald McGillibreja, Owen DeBurka and Ethan Harkin to leave it 7 points to 6 here in favour of Kilcar, but it's all to play for in the second half, and we're really looking forward to it. And as you've indicated, Kilcar, another team who really know how to work a breeze as well.
They do, and listen, Mike, momentum and everything. If you're looking at it now, you think it's massive advantage Gweedore, but you just don't know. Could Kilcar hit them in breakaway goals? Are they better playing against the breeze in terms of that link-up play and that nippy forward play that they have now? They've obviously had 6 wides, 4 short as well. Now they're 10 attempts to go with the 6 points that they've scored. So, I mean, that's a terrible return for attempts on goal from Kilcar, and I'm sure they'll be taking a look at that in the second half. They're going to have to get close to goals. They're going to have to be efficient. The only thing I'd say, Park, about them, they've looked dangerous that they will get a goal. But I think in the second half, if Gweedore keep playing the way they are, Kilcar are going to have to keep out the goals for him, maybe get a couple themselves to keep themselves in this game. There's certainly a lot more. I think it's Stephen McBurdy, Pat McBurdy, Ryan McHugh. We just haven't seen enough of them in this game. But that's credit to Gweedore. I think as a team, they're set up, their zonal play, and now they've broke at pace. They have looked the better side.
It's the Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure Donegal Senior Football Championship quarter final. Who will join St Michael's in the semi-final? Well, it's all to play for in the second half. Gweedore will have the breeze. It's half time here in Davy Brennan Memorial Park. It's 7 points for Kilcar. As Gweedore 6 points. We'll be back very shortly indeed with the second half.
The
kick out, but they've lost it in their own defence.
Yeah, there's an opportunity here. Comes Paddy McBurney. Could be a big score here. Shot by McBurney. It's just gone out to the left. Clean has had a fine championship so far. The ball recycled back. Here comes the shot from that man, Matthew McLean, and kicks that one over the... Stephen McFadden at number 8. At 9 is Peter McGee. And here comes an opportunity for Matthew McLean. That'll be an absolute monster score if that goes over. It does go over. It's a
Tinkle Carr, but particularly he is.
Poor kick out there on that occasion by Patrick McGillibride, and now it's an opportunity here for Patrick McBurney. McBurney still has it. He's got a little bit of company, but it doesn't. Now inside it goes to Stephen McFadden. McFadden back to McNeilis, trying to hand pass this one over. Was he? No, he hand passed it in. There could be an opportunity for a goal here, but it's the first open. Darrow Whale at 11, Michael Rorty at 12, Owen DeBurka at 13, Oren McNeilis at 14, and Eamon Collum has number 5. Doing this before. Doesn't take too many steps back. He's just outside the D. He kicks this one high. It's hanging in the air, and that's opportunities. And Brendan, suppose when they look at that at half time, they are going to be disappointed. Here comes Ryan McHugh. He has an opportunity on the left foot. Kicks that one high. Looks good from here. It's actually showing the power and the pace that he has. Still has it, just crossing the D. And well, he's ran a long distance with possession. That's a fantastic. Always a little bit of a breeze, but anyway, here comes Michael Rorty. Rorty hand passes the ball out to the right hand side. There's an opportunity here for Owen DeBurka to swing the right foot. DeBurka kicks that one high. Stephen McFadden. McFadden jinxes to the left and to the right. Still has possession, but it's got a Kilcar jersey in front of him. Out it goes. Opportunity for Ethan Hart.
At Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure, we cater for everyone, from top sporting athletes to relaxed casual sporting individuals and everyone in between. We also provide a large range of teamwear services and cater for schools and clubs. Orders can be customised to your specification to suit your individual needs. From clothing to equipment, we've got you covered.
And you're very welcome back to Davy Brennan Memorial Park for this Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure Donegal Senior Football Championship quarter-final tie between Kilcar and Gaoth. Kilcar, as you see, are back out on the field of play. It's them who have that advantage at half-time, 6 points to 7. And, well, suppose indications is Gaoth's going to have that breeze in the second half, and could come crucial, but we're going to reflect on those particular goal chances for Kilcar, Brendan, in that first opening half. They did create 3 of them. Yeah. One of them, speculation around, was it behind the line or was it not? I suppose Darren McGill-Bridge is the only man who can tell you that.
Or the umpire.
Or the umpire. And also there was another goal opportunity for Paddy McBurty as well as an interception. I think it was Gary McFadden who was back there, got that interception for the third goal. So there's things there that I suppose Kilcar can be happy about. They did open up that defence of Gaoth at certain times, but they're going to have to do a lot more in the second half.
And Kilcar over the years, Park, they were famed for playing a game at their own style. They dropped off people. They played the game very loose. All talented players and that. And I think when they physically went against Gaoth in that first half, Gaoth got the better of them. But that's not to say, Park, that breeze will count so much. It's not a huge breeze. It's certainly a big advantage to Gaoth in the second half. But you think really, this is not good. This is quarter-final of a championship.
Yeah.
You think there'll be a big battle in Kilcar in this game when it's going down the stretch. So still, I don't expect a lot to be in it, Park, but certainly is advantage Gaoth.
Yeah, definitely is. And Henry McFeely just about to get things underway. And well, it is Kilcar, as we said, have that 1 point lead at the minute as we're just about to get things underway here live on Highland Radio and also the Donegal JTV on Stream Sports. So you're very welcome if you're listening and if you're watching as well. As you can see, the flags are in favour of Gaoth currently, who have possession, who've won that passage of play, that throw in there. It's Stephen McFadden has it out to the right hand side. He goes to Ethan Harkin, wearing number 7, but Ethan has been everywhere so far in the first opening half. He scored 3 points on the 10th minute, on the 27th minute and the 29th minute as well. So Ethan Harkin will test that breeze at his back.
Yeah, and a lovely strike from the ground in it as well, which is a warning to Kilcar, Park.
Donald McGill-Bridge has possession, but good work by Kilcar. Back in numbers there once again. Kieran McGinley, the veteran, out to the right hand side. It goes now to Mark McHugh. McHugh crossing the halfway line, takes a solo to the left. It goes to that man Ryan McHugh, the brother of course, who has possession. Ryan has gotten in the scoring act so far already. He scored a point on the 18th minute, and well, Kilcar will be happy to have possession deep in the Gaoth half. Currently have it through that man once again. It is Kieran McGinley. McGinley recycles possession. Back outside it goes to Stephen McBurty. McBurty looking for someone to make a move, and he has to go out to the left hand side, and he goes out to Matthew McLean. McLean sees the run just over, a nice little ball over the top. It went to Ryan McShane, but it was a Gaoth fist that got there, and the ball broke down. But Kilcar still have maintained possession through Andrew McLean. McLean has it once again. Inside it goes to Stephen McBurty. McBurty, who has possession. Back it goes, just been a little bit of a poor pass, but Stephen has got possession back. Inside it goes to Matthew McLean once again. Hand pass to the back outside, just outside the edge of the D here currently in Davy Brennan Memorial Park. 7 points for Kilcar, 6 points for Gaoth. It's Kilcar who still have possession deep in the Gaoth defence here currently. They have it through Conor Doherty. Doherty out now to Ryan McHugh, gets the returning pass back to Doherty. Now Ryan McHugh continued his run. The ball, just a little bit of a hospital pass, but it's worked out okay for Kilcar. They still have it, and Gaoth, it's interesting to see the way they set up defensively there, Brendan.
Yeah, very interesting passage of play. Gaoth going completely zonal, knowing that Kilcar have to work the ball in the shoot, and they're just waiting for a bad pass, a loose pass. There it comes, and they're in.
Yeah, they have it now. They have it now, and well, a long ball over the top, looking for the unrunning Owen De Burka. De Burka has possession out to the right hand side. It's just gone out to the right hand side. Was that a free, Brendan? It looked like potentially Owen De Burka was being fouled there. He looked at the referee, didn't give it, but just showed you the intent from De Burka. Direct football, long ball over the top, as you were indicating. Gaoth, that passage of play, sat back, allowed, suppose like a web, allowed Kilcar to come into that web. Then they got the ball back. It was a long ball over the top from Darren McGill-Bridge. Seen the run from De Burka. De Burka maybe was looking for the free. I don't know, Brandon.
Yeah, all defences that I've seen this year in the championship, I've been most impressed with Gaoth, and it's the work that they're doing in the training ground. It's how they're set up as a unit. They're very hard to break down. They close off the space, and as I say, they wait wait for that bad pass or opportunity to nip in, and as soon as McGillivray got it, he launched it up the pitch, and Mark McHugh is struggling to get back. And you're right, I've seen fouls given for that before, but not that time.
Long ball now, lovely little ball over the top. There's an opportunity here for Kilcar. It's going to be fist past it. It just hit the post and out it came. Is there going to be a free? I think there is. Enda McFeely is signalling there's going to be a free for Kilcar, I think just on the 45, just waiting to confirm that. But Kilcar, look, they'll be happy with their start, Brennan.
Yeah, again, another potential goal opportunity, and Enda had his hand up for the foul back. So listen, it was a shot to nothing, came off the crossbar, almost ended up in a goal opportunity. And again, back to that thing about how long you let the phase go there, Park, for me that play had gone on far enough. But listen, I ain't in charge in the middle. That's Enda McFeely.
Now here comes Kilcar once again. It's that man Brian O'Donnell, and it's just been intercepted once again by Gaoth and by Michael Rorty. He did it twice in the first opening half for Gaoth, and he's back there once again wearing number 12, just showing that his defensive duties are still on point as well, Brendan, coming into the second half.
Yeah, man in the engine room, Rorty. See, man of the match last day out against McCool's. He's been fantastic for them, and he can score as well, Park, and that's another threat that Kilcar will have to keep an eye on.
Good hand pass over the top inside to Fionnan. McGillicoyle has an opportunity here. It's just gone over the bar, and it's all level. That's a great score, and the first opening score of the half. And it was, I think it was that man, Fionnan McGillicoyle. Yeah, good score by the number 10.
But brilliant score. That was a real natural forward kick there, Barry, because the ball was recycled him over in that left-hand side there, and he instantly caught it and kicked it. It was like a snapshot, even though there was a block coming in. It looked like he might get blocked, but he has tied up the game in the first score of this second half, going to the Gaoth man.
There's a change on the Gaoth team just coming in here now, as we'll just confirm that very shortly indeed. As a number 22 has come in. Number 22 is Adam McIver has just come in, and we'll just see who has just gone off there, Brendan, but we will confirm that very shortly indeed.
McHugh, of course, named in the bench. How fit is he? He's a man that would need to come in, to this game. It looks like for Kilcar, protect him when it opens up. Yeah,
when they need a runner, it's Gaoth who've got possession back once again. Kilcar carried it into that web, and it's that man once again, Darragh O'Beal, who's been up and down the pitch all day this evening I should say. But anyway, it's Fionnan Coyle who has possession, has to go back inside to Adam McIver. McIver has it now and just waits and controlled possession back. His first touch of this Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure Donegal Senior Football Championship quarter final here live on Stream Sport and on Highland Radio with myself, Pádraig Kilferny, and Brendan Devaney, and it's all level here. Just 7 points apiece as we're into the second half, with just over 6 minutes gone into the second half, and it's Kilcar who've got possession back deep in their own half. And as we've been indicating, Brendan, this is a knockout championship game. It's going to go right down to the wire. Both sides really showing Kilcar their passages of play when they were able to maintain possession, move it quickly, open opportunities. They're going to have to do that a lot more in the second half.
You have to say, Park, obviously defences are on top. You look at it in the second half, 6 minutes, and that it's only 7 each in the modern rules. It's not that normal. Now I know it's a blustery night, it's a wet night, but as I say, there has been a lot of opportunities carved out. And as I say, in Kilcar with 10 opportunities outside of the 6 points that they scored, or 7 points they scored in the first half. So certainly a lot of room for improvement in there. But the game now is settled into a very certain pattern. That is, the Gaoth are going to sit deep. They're going to invite Kilcar on them, use their zonal defending, use their power, and try and rob them and hit them in the counter.
Yeah, and they just turned the ball over once again, and it's McIver who's back there. He's just come in and got possession back. 1-2 now. Nisa McGillibrita. Now it's Gaoth who have it through Ethan Harkin. Harkin looks up, thought about the hand pass, sees the run now for more McNeilis. McNeilis seen the run from Ethan Harkin, but just opted to hold play now. Gaoth have it. Hand pass inside here for Ethan Harkin. Harkin should put this over the bar, put Gaoth ahead for the first time today, and Ethan Harkin has done that on the 7th minute into this second half. So it's the first time for Gaoth to go ahead.
Yeah, it's too easy for Gaoth in the break. We weren't seeing that in the first half. Gaoth always had cover and men back, but that time, indeed, that break forward there, that score. And it was interesting then, McGillivray just run, and sometimes we don't talk about it. He makes a run beyond him. Now there's a potential goal chance there, but what happened was he pulled another Kilcar defender away, which allowed Harkin all the space. I think probably take the right option to put that over the bar, because psychologically that's a massive score. And we're just chatting about Owen McHugh.
Yeah, he's just come in. Yeah,
he has come in, and I think that's the Kilcar bench saying that we need all our men in here, no matter, obviously one has some kind of knock, but they've won the kick out.
Yeah, they have possession. Out goes Barry McGinley, in comes Owen McHugh, and we've seen the pace, the power that Owen runs at, and they'll need a lot of that in the second half, especially against the Breeze. It's currently an opportunity for Kilcar down on the left hand side here, just looking to see the player on the deck. Is it Ryan McHugh? I think it is Ryan McHugh who's on the deck there currently, and just waiting for the physio to come in. But that score from Ethan O'Donnell, you indicate, Ethan Harkin, you indicated that there was potentially a goal opportunity there, Brendan.
Yeah, but I think at the stage of the second half, the fact that you go a point up, it's a massive blow, because Kilcar haven't scored yet and you've tagged on a couple of points, and I think that was a psychological one for Harkin, probably showing a bit of experience he's gained the last number of years there. But listen, Owen McHugh, you're right, dangerous coming on, but the way the Gaoth defence is sitting, it might be hard to break them down.
Here comes the shot from Ryan McHugh. He's just going to go out to the right and wide, and they're second wide of this second half. And look, it's a long way to go here in this particular encounter, and it's Gaoth who have the lead currently. 8 points for Gaoth, 7 points for Kilcar. Here comes the kick out from McGillibridge. He goes short on this occasion, and it's Gaoth who have possession deep in their own half here currently, through that man Fionn Coyle, who's been getting in the act as well, has scored a point in the second half so far, himself and Ethan Harkin on the 7th minute into the second half, and on the 5th minute for Fionn Coyle, he got his first score of this Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure Donegal Senior Football Championship quarter final. Oren McNeilis has now got possession, gives it inside to that man once again, Adam McIver, who's just come on the field of play now. Dara O'Boyle has been extremely impressive this evening, I should say, as well, here in Davy Brennan Memorial Park. What strength from Dara O'Boyle. Has to be a free in there. There was 3 or 4 men hanging off him, but just bulldozed past, and has resulted in a free for the Gaoth man.
Yeah, unbelievable strength there. You know, his county man Ryan McHugh was hanging off him there, as was Owen Cormac and a few others. But yeah, even Dara there, you know, he's able to solo the ball with 3 around him and still physically be able to take it. Such as has power out there, and he's engineered a kick for Harkin. Now this is interesting. It's far side the 45 park, but after he struck that ball in the first half with that breeze, this is within his range to get this over.
Yeah, this will be a huge score for Ethan Harkin, and as you've indicated, Brendan, it's in his locker. He doesn't take too many steps back. Here comes Ethan Harkin out on the right a little bit. He's just out past the 45, maybe 47 out, and here comes the left boot from Harkin. Kicks this one high. It's hanging in the air. It's hanging over the black spot. Huge score by Ethan Harkin, and he knows where the posts are, Brendan.
Yeah, that's a massive score from Harkin again, stretching out that lead now, another 2-pointer. And we're just saying, Park, with that bit of breeze there, and we're talking about it before the match, can you execute, can you drive in that dagger when you've got the opportunity from a 2-pointer? And Harkin wasn't going to let that go, and that was, as I say, all of 46 yards there, but he struck it over at his ease. He is on top of his game tonight, and when he is on top of his game, that forward line generally from Gaoth does well, you know, and he is such a pivotal part of that.
Mark McHugh has possession. Now it goes into Owen McHugh, just on the field to play, and looking for a little bit of movement from the inside line, looking for Paddy McBurdy. And when you need big players to step up, you need big Paddy McBurdy to step up if you're from Kilcar here currently. But here comes Kilcar. They have it through that man now. Once again, McBurdy, he's just been hassled and harried and pushed back out, and that defensive system of Gaoth clicks in to force currently. But anyway, it's Mark McHugh to the left hand side. Possession goes once again. It's that man Andrew McLean, who's in fine form in the first opening half. Here comes the shot from Date. That's a brilliant score. If that goes over, that looks fantastic from here, Brendan. That is a good score, and it's Matthew McLean way out on the left hand side against the breeze, Brendan. Great reply by Matthew McLean.
And not only a brilliant scoreboard, but my God, Kilcar desperately needed that, because the game was only going one way there. Brilliant fetch by Roddy out around the middle, but that was a massive kick from McLean over on his left hand side against the breeze, because Gaoth were just, you got the feeling they were taking over, and it's important that Kilcar hang in there no more than Gaoth did when they were up against it in the first half. They hung in there, and it's important for Kilcar now to not let Gaoth away on the scoreboard, because they'll start to control the game, control possession, and that would be dangerous for Kilcar.
Yeah, it's Gaoth who have possession deep in their own half here currently, through that man who is the number 4, Eamon McGill-Abrija. Had a double check because he's wearing number 4, but he's up on the half-forward line. But anyway, numbers mean very little here currently. Of course, it is Kilcar who are 2 points down against Gaoth. 10 points for Gaoth. Kilcar have 8 points, but they have an opportunity here. Good interception by that man, Stephen McBurdy, out to the left-hand side to his brother Patrick. Back to Stephen now once again. Opportunity of a goal here. The ball just hits the goalkeeper out to the left-hand side. Big chance there for Kilcar. Huge chance for Kilcar.
And that's the danger. We're talking about Kilcar in the first half. I felt there was a goal in them, and that time sloppy play. I mean, we were just singing Rorty's praises there. He went to handpass the ball to McGill-Abrija. There was nothing in it, but Steve McBurdy, listen, who's a top drawer and a serious talent, hasn't been, involved in the game for me as much as I'd like if you were a Kilcar player. But he played the 1-2 with Patrick there, came inside, bit of a tight angle from the right hand side. I think it was a straightforward enough save from McGill-Abrija, still given the 45 opportunity. But there you go, Park. Just when you're looking like Gaoth were taking over, Kilcar could have hit the lead again. Yeah,
absolutely. And Kilcar, as we've indicated, that's 4 goal chances they've had tonight. And look, Brendan, if they keep going for those opportunities, that was a really good opportunity and a good save, it has to be said, by Patrick McGill-Abrija as well. But there's going to be a 45. Looks like it's Ryan McHugh who's over this one. And McHugh places the ball down. As you can see, there's the breeze. He's going to be kicking this into the breeze, and suppose he looks like he's going to go for it here, Brennan.
Yeah, listen, he has to go for it. He must fancy himself here.
Well, he just slips, and the ball's hanging in the air, but up goes the Gaoth hands, and it looks like it's Gary McFadden. No, it's Michael Rorty who's back there wearing number 12, back in his defence, helping out. But Gaoth have possession deep in their own half now. Kilcar are working tirelessly to try and get it back. Out goes Patrick McBurdy, and he's trying to stop things, but Kilcar have turned the ball over, Brendan. The ball has been turned over. Here comes Kilcar once again through Ryan McHugh. McHugh has to be cautious here, but he's done really well, and that's a free just outside the edge of the D, and it's a good turnover from Kilcar.
Yeah, great. You don't get all of a sudden there, just in that last play, Kilcar seemed to really come alive. They decided to go after the ball, and as we're seeing a lot, in the new rules, if you go after the ball, it really panics the team. And McNeely's tried to get them out over that left-hand side, but you could see Kilcar all pushed up, went after the men. So you're man on man at that point. Maybe a potential foul out there when McBurdy came in, but you're seeing a lot there with refs wanting to let those types of tackles go. But listen, it's a free now. It's pretty deep out in that far side for McBurdy. He's going to take it short.
Yeah, he has to go short, and he goes short to Mark McHugh. Now out to the left hand side to Kieran McGinley. He's kicked a point already in this encounter in the first opening score of this quarter final. McGinley back, it goes inside now to Andrew McLean. Out to that left hand side for Andrew. Maybe Gaoth this time we're going to be a little bit more cautious with Andrew out in that left hand side, because he scored the last score for Kilcar. Here comes Owen McHugh. McHugh has it soloing with the right boot, looking for the run from Patrick McBurdy. McBurdy has got possession here now. He's got 2 or 3 Gaoth men around him. He pops the ball inside. There's an opportunity here for Kilcar, but Gaoth are working tirelessly to get the ball back, and they've just snuffed out which could have potentially been another goal opportunity. Now Kilcar have to go away back to Mark McHugh, back inside, out to the right now, cross field to Kieran McGinley. McGinley soloing the ball. He's crossed the 45, hand past the ball inside. An opportunity here for McLean, goes back inside to that man Andrew McLean. Might fancy it from here, but he just kicked it out to the left hand side. He'd be furious with that, Brendan.
Yeah, and listen, that's down to the Gaoth defensively. If you wanted to look at how well a team is set up zonally, Gaoth there are absolutely perfect. You can't see any way through them. There's another sub being made here as well, but you can't seem to get around this defence. And a few times there when they get inside the scoring area, there was at least 3 Gaoth men to 1 Kilcar, and that is how well drilled this team is, and that's why Kilcar find it so hard to knock back this couple of point lead.
Out goes Aidan Brannock, in comes Cathal Ruo Gallagher, and it's Gaoth who have possession. You need fresh legs, Brendan, in this new modern football. A long ball over the top by Donald McGill-Abrija, and the ball is just going to filter out to the right and wide. Is it going to be a free from? Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a free. But looking at benches, Brendan, this is a really fast game. You need to have a good bench now.
Yeah, certainly. Listen, when the game opens up, and just about Owen McHugh coming on there, normally that would work well in a normal game, normal conditions against a lot of sides. But against this Gaoth team, it's going to be hard. He's a good runner from deep, and he needs a bit of space to do that. And Gaoth are just offering no space in there at all. And they've looked to the bench there. Coming on is Cahill Gallagher is on there, one of the county under-20s there, and he's been introduced in every championship game I've seen so far. Definitely a player for the future.
Here comes Darragh O'Wheel just out, and well, it looks like it was going to be an opportunity for Gaoth, and it's just gone out to the left and wide. Interesting to see. I think it was just trying to see the player who just threw his arms at it. It looked like Eamon Collum. Yeah, just threw his arms up, tried to flick the ball over the air. Over the bar, I should say, but it went out to the left-hand side, and an opportunity gone begging for Gaoth. Sloppy from Gaoth there.
Yeah, listen, poor miss. You could see it. He was only about 20 yards out. Sometimes when you snatch there, he didn't even really look at the post. He just went to chip it over, and he caught it in that near side. So yeah, certainly let off in Kilcar.
Ball goes up the middle, but it's been broken down to the arms of Ryan McHugh from Donegal McGillibregia. Now Kilcar have it out to the right-hand side. The pace of Kilcar currently, they have it through the hands of that man, Conor Doherty. And is that a foul? It is. There's another free for Kilcar, and suppose they're running at pace, and when they can get that player off the shoulder moving through the gears, they're dangerous, Brennan.
Yeah, they're going to have to work so hard for it, because every time I see them coming around the arc there in the D area, Gaoth seem to have at least one sweeper and maybe two at times. So that's that thing about getting them one-on-one. But we spoke about from the first half of Kilcar can stand you up one-on-one. They have an opportunity, but that Gaoth zonal defence is so well set up that they always seem to have a spare man in there, and that wet ball tonight, they are getting turnovers. But you've seen a big effort from Kilcar in the last 5 or 6 minutes, Perk, to really get competitive in the game. It's so much more difficult to get the scores from the first half, but they certainly are giving it their all, as you'd expect in the knockout championship.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a change in the Kilcar side very shortly indeed, and well, Paddy McBurdy's over this one. McBurdy has possession from this free, currently just waiting for him to and has just come over and showed him where to take it from. But anyway, McBurdy, as the rain starting to come down here in Davy Brennan Memorial Park. It is of course Gaoth who have a 2-point cushion here currently. 10 points for Gaoth. Short ball by Patrick McBurdy. It just didn't really work out on that occasion. It's that man Cahill Gallagher who's got possession back for Gaoth. Now Gaoth have Darragh O'Wheel. Had to be very careful in possession there, but did really, really well. Now Gaoth have it through O'Wheel once again. Oren McNeilis out to the left hand side. The ball goes here currently. It's that man Fionn McGilla Coyle who has possession. Hand passes it inside. Now the ball has to go back out to Oren McNeilis once again. McNeilis waiting for someone to make a move. He has to go back to Donegal McGillibregia, and Kilcar back in numbers, Brennan.
Yeah, Conor Doherty's left the pitch here for Kilcar. And listen, again, Kilcar unloading the bench a bit. They're looking to get back in this, but this man is on the ball. Harkin, has he snatched it? No, it's come in. It's just got inside that near post.
Yeah,
brilliant two-pointer.
Ethan Harkin kicking his second two-pointer, and that's a big score from the Gaoth man.
Yeah, because you really get the sense there, as I say, Kilcar were giving it all, trying to drag themselves back into this game. They had that half-goal opportunity there, but listen, Harkin again, just on the edge of the arc that time, as I say, he just crept on this near post, and a massive score on the break for Gaoth, because Kilcar are owning possession at the minute. But listen, I think Gaoth are happy enough playing that type of a game where they sit off you, they hit you on the break into the space. It's the old type, I suppose, the way Donegal Club Football would have been for many years there. You sit and you hit in the break, and that's what Gaoth are looking to do this half.
Yeah, it's 12 points for Gaoth, 8 points for Kilcar, and well, I suppose it's those 2-pointers, Brendan, that's come to the fore for Gaoth. Ethan Harkin has kicked 2 now in this second half so far.
Yeah, and McLean had 2 in the first half for the men from Kilcar, and Owen McHugh on the ball now. So 12-8, like again, looking at the psychology of the game, Gaoth know their game plan is working, and that's the danger. So Kilcar got to unhinge it somehow, and Berg, a few times where Gaoth have it 2 or 3 over, there must be Kilcar men free somewhere else. So it's about getting the free men into a dangerous place where you can switch the ball and get them in and try and get a score, because at the minute it looks like Gaoth at times in their defence have a couple of extra men.
Yeah, out goes Stephen McFadden, in comes Shagan O'Farry currently, but here comes Kilcar. They have possession through Owen McHugh. Back it goes inside now to Ryan McHugh as the rain comes down here in Davy Brennan Memorial Park. Here comes Patrick McBurdy. He's got a little bit of pace. He picks up the pace, I should say. That goes back out. That looks like it's going to go over the bar, and that's a score for Kilcar, and a score they needed, one, Brendan.
Yeah, brilliant work for Patrick McBurdy, and just operating in such tight spaces here. But again, Birdie coming in along the line there, it takes 3 men to him. It's right down that right hand side. It was nipped back. I don't know, was it McLean or Ryan McHugh maybe got it, but from a tight angle they put the ball over the bar. And again, vital store, just keeping Kilcar in the game, because you never know, they could conjure up a goal. They need to hold Gaoth within 3 or 4 points. If they let them away any further than that, Gaoth completely dictate the game, so they know they got to stay within kicking distance of a kick of a ball.
Yeah, 23 minutes gone on the clock into the second half here. It is Gaoth who are in the ascendancy. Lovely passage of play from Gaoth currently. Ball goes inside now to Dobhar. Eamon Collum, I should say, has it now. It goes back out once again. It's Miguel Abreja who's up on the full forward line now currently. They've moved him out of centre half back, but he has been moving in and out, and maybe that's a strategy they're looking to develop as we edge into the final 10 minutes or so in this encounter. Lovely passage of play by that man, Fionnan Coyle. Beautiful passage of play from Fionnan Coyle. Danced to the left and to the right and popped that one over the bar from 21 yards out. Great score by the young Gaoth man, and his second score in this Michael Murphy Senior Football Championship quarter-final.
Yeah, great score, Park. And listen, Conor Doherty went over the sideline. I thought he was going off there, but it was him actually tried to put that tackle into Burke, and a very tired-looking tackle, because the Burke just stepped inside him far too easy, or just from the edge of the D, put the ball over the bar. And again, you know, Gaoth have won a free and have the ball, and really at 4 points here, like that, it's such a dangerous lead. Now there's been someone has talked back. The ref in McFeely has moved a free from almost just inside the Kilcar half to right up to the edge of the D. So silly talking back from the Kilcar men.
Yeah, it's just going to be a handy score for Gaoth, and Ethan Harkin looks like he's stepping up to kick this one. 24 minutes gone on the clock into the second half. It's 9 points for Kilcar, 13 points for Gaoth, and Ethan Harkin, well, he's kicked 2 2-pointers in the second half so far, and also he has kicked 3 points in the first opening half, so he's been in fine form this evening, and it's a very, very kickable score for him with the breeze at his back. A couple of steps back from Harkin, he kicks this one with the left boot and kicks that one high, puts it over the bar, and that's 14 points to 9 points in favour of Gaoth.
Yeah, great score from Harkin. I say, from the opening game, I seen him down in St. Knowles, and he was, on scoring terms, he was the difference between the two teams. Maybe a bit quieter last day out, the game that I covered against McCool's, you know, a couple of wides early on, and that hadn't got the influence that we're seeing this evening there, but you know, not just, I think, very smart of the Gaoth management to play him out deep, so he's not just involved in scoring only, he's involved in general play, and then he pops up at the right moment from distance, and then that's his forte. Perk him up. We're seeing tonight strikes on the ground as well have been clean and perfect, and you look at the other end of the pitch, a couple of strikes from Ryan McHugh haven't been near that type of quality. So yeah, all in all, you know, this Gaoth team, very, very polished performance tactically so far, and again, Harkin has been the star of the show in the forward line.
Yeah, Matthew McLean has just gone off. The kick out comes from the Kilcar goalkeeper, Owen O'Donnell. It's just gone out to the left, and it's going to be a sideline ball for Gaoth here currently. Ethan Harkin is over this one, just telling his players to calm down. 26 minutes gone into the second half. It's been cut out there on that occasion.
Good tackle
by
by end of McFeely.
Brian O'Donnell there, and now it's Andrew McLean who has possession, and Owen McNeilis has fouled him, and how a goal would really shake things up.
Do you know, I know Gaoth might be ahead here by 5 points, but I think that ball should have been hopped. It definitely was going to Gaoth, man, and McFeely got in the way, but his hands up to apologise, but I don't know, you know, you wouldn't want this to be a 1 point game in that situation. They cause you a problem, and we're already seeing some cars leaving here, Park. I don't know, was that people from Kilcar?
Yeah, well, there's still time, and here comes Kilcar. The ball has just gone out to the right and wide, and an opportunity gone a begging for Kilcar. But Brendan, you've referenced it a number of times. Structurally, that Gaoth defence is going to take some opportunities. You have to really, really work hard to get those opportunities to get past that defence, because they're structurally very sound.
Yeah, listen, there's 3 years of Owen McNeely's in there, or Ronan McNeely, sorry, Owen's a brother that's playing out there in midfield. 3 years of Ronan McNeely's and Francie Phelan there. No doubt in Francie as well, a club mate of your own. Great coach, you know, highly regarded, and you can really see the teams that they're involved in. There's a real system to the team, you know. Like that park, you don't ask players to go out and do zonal and do that. That is night after night after night. They're coached to play in certain zones, and sure, some people might say it doesn't look the best at times, but my God, it's really effective. And it's been good for Gaoth tonight.
They're on the hunt through. Adam McViver kicks this one from just outside the D, and it's just going to go out to the right and wide. Well, if there ever was a good score, that's even if it goes wide, Bren, that's one, because look, as the clock is ticking, it's 9 points for Kilcar, 14 points for Gaoth. Kilcar, they need to get a goal, and they have, Brendan, suppose through this game they've conjured up a number of scoring opportunities, but Gaoth once again have won the breaking ball from the kick out from O'Donnell.
Yeah, you'd thought they would have taken at least one of them opportunities. Maybe this game would have been slightly closer, but I think at any time Gaoth probably could have stepped it up a bit as well. They've looked, as I say, much more the complete team. Kilcar and flashes have shown some brilliance, but I just think physically Gaoth are on another level, and as we were mentioned there, tactically as well in that zonal defence.
Here comes Gaoth now once again through Michael Rorty, who's been really, really good tonight, especially this man as well. It is, of course, Dara O'Boyle. This will be a big score if it goes over. Does that just go out to the left and wide? And Dara O'Boyle has been immense tonight.
Yeah, listen, every time he plays there, you know, he's given that licence for Gaoth to just wait till he gets on the ball. When he goes in them surging runs, there's not much you can do with him, you know. You just try and keep with him there and try and put him off, as the Kilcar players was doing. A very tight angle down the right hand side. You still would have backed him to put that over the bar. So yeah, probably had a disappointing end to his county season with Donegal, and I think he's maybe making up for a bit of lost time, because he has been in top form in that engine room.
Yeah, just 29 minutes on the clock. It's into the second half. 14 points for Gaoth, 9 points for Kilcar, and it's Gaoth who've really dominated this particular fixture in the second half. They have started off the brightest in the second half with Fionn Coyle kicking the equaliser, 7 points apiece after 5 minutes in the second half. Ethan Harkin then getting his first score of the second half, and then a 2-pointer on the 11th minute. So that was the score to put Gaoth ahead, 10 points to 8. And after that, Brendan, really, as you've been indicating, it's been all Gaoth really. They got another 2-pointers from Ethan Harkin on the 21st, and another 2-pointer from Ethan Harkin as well on the 23rd minute. So it's really balanced that. But Kilcar, they still have time here. Another opportunity here for them. A long ball in for Paddy McBurdy. McBurdy shot. Oh, is that a goal? That is a goal by Paddy McBurdy. And an instant, well, we thought they were gone, but there's still time for them, Brendan. Long ball in over the top. Paddy McBurdy collected it, left foot, and drove it down low and hard in underneath Paddy McGillibregia.
What a score from McBurdy. Listen, and you keep the shot low and hard, and that's what you do on a wet night like that there. But again, just a high ball in, and you're thinking, could Kilcar have done that earlier? McBurdy collects it, swivels on it, and bang, low into the bottom of the net park. And I was just saying, no matter what was going to happen, this game was going to be tight coming down the stretch. Even though Gaoth built up a bit of lead, you knew Kilcar would come back in it. Now there is the opportunity of a kick of the ball, a potential 2-pointer to tie it up.
Definitely, and well, we're writing the script for Kilcar, but or for Gaoth, I should say, but Kilcar had different thoughts in this game. Well, there's still time for Kilcar, but it's Gaoth who have possession through Ethan Harkin. Now it goes back inside to the unrolling Neil McGee, who's in there, All-Ireland winner, of course, with Donegal in 2012. Now has possession gone down to the right-hand side to Fionn Coyle. Coyle takes a solo to the right-hand side. He's got a little bit of company there from Brian O'Donnell, and now Kilcar have turned the ball over deep in their own half. They have to be careful here. Oh, that's a heavy hit there. It's going to be a free out for Kilcar, and well, the Gaoth man could be in a bit of bother here. It's Eamon Collum.
Yeah, indeed, he caught him high. Listen, it would be a yellow card park against him, but anything else, you know, it's just one of those neck-high tackles that the crowd go mad for. But I never see anybody getting injured for it. But it has done a slow down the play. Now, Kilcar have it, park. Can they conjure a 2-pointer or potentially a goal and actually win this match?
Yeah, it's all to play for. I was here last year when St Michael's, of course, turned them over after they're having a big lead at half-time. Now, Kilcar have possession deep in the Gaoth half. They have it through Ryan McHugh. Dance to the left, kicks this one with a right foot. That looks good from here. Great score by Ryan McHugh.
and he just ambered against the breeze, put it over the bar. It's a 1 point game here.
Is there enough time, Park? Is there enough time? Did he need to work that in for a goal? Gaoth will be taking their time with the kick out. It's back to a 1 point game, and all these cars that we see leaving the park here, I presume they should have put the handbrake on and get back in, Park, because you don't leave the championship game of football here, particularly when you have two talented teams against. The game is never over, and Kilcar are still in there fighting. They must win this kick out.
The ball has stuffed it down, but it's a Gaoth hand that's got to it here currently. They have it through that man, Adam McGyver. McGyver for the Gaoth men. Still have it inside. It goes to Donald McGillibreja. Back to Ethan Harkin. Here comes now that man, Michael Rorty. Rorty kicks from distance. Is that one over the bar? That's a big score by that man. Brilliant score. And well, does that seal the deal for Gaoth?
Yeah, what a score. I mean, a 2-pointer. I think a point, they would have been happy enough just to edge it out and kill the time. Rorty had other ideas. We talked about the amount of quality of this man, and he can kick from range as well, Park. And what a score. 2-pointer, a real hammer blow to the men from Kilcar. They've also lost a kick out. I think the game is almost up.
Yeah, it's just gone right to the wire. Now Gaoth have it through Dara O'Beal. A sloppy hand pass, kicks the ball soccer style into the substitution who's just come on. It's Cahill McGilly-Espag, and well, is that going to be a free brought back out? It is. It looks like it's going to be a free brought back out, and the McFeely has now it's Owen McNeilis who's indicated for Ethan Harkin to get away in, but McNeilis, what's he going to do with it here? Has he? Oh, he's hopped. He's tried to take the free. It's kind of just the ball dropped on his foot, and that's going to be a free for Kilcar, I do believe.
It has
so
to be a goal now.
Late drama.
Yeah, it has to be a goal. Kilcar, if they get the ball here, I'm not sure what end of McFeely. There must be just seconds left. Kilcar have to get it in the mixer. They have to get it in the round the box and pray for a big major score, a 3-pointer.
Here comes that man, Ryan McHugh once again. Looks back to see who's in there. Lofts a long one and over the top. Looking for Paddy McBurdy, no doubt. There's 3 or 4 men around him. The ball drops to the Kilcar man. Out to the left-hand side. But a Kilcar body slipped at the wrong time. Now Gaoth have possession. They have it through Dara O'Beal. O'Beal still has possession. Good interception there as he was overcarried the ball. It's going to be a free in for Kilcar just at the 45-metre line. He overcarried the ball, and well, Brendan, this game has not over yet.
Don't want to win this Park. It looks like they had 3 men around him, and I could see what Dara was doing. Get yourself into space, kill the game. But again, Steve McBurdy was tackling there. He overcarried the ball. One last chance for Kilcar.
Now here comes Ryan McHugh. Dance to the left-hand side. Kicked to the outside of the boot, and it's gone out to the right and wide. And there goes the full-time whistle. And what an enthralling match we had here, Brendan. It was end to end. The goal coming deep into the second half. 29 minutes on the clock, 30 minutes on the clock. It was Paddy McBurdy. We were writing the notes to say that Gaoth were heading away with victory, but they were made work for it, Brennan.
Yeah, they were made work for it. It's a brilliant Park. That's the game of football that we love. And I thought Kilcar, there would always be a kick in them in this game. Gaoth were controlling it, Park. And possibly the Rorty score maybe showed that when Gaoth were put under pressure, they responded. I think they're probably sitting in, keeping Kilcar at arm's length, thinking we'll build up a lead, we'll keep chipping away. But as I say, Kilcar came right back in it with that McBurdy goal and really made a game of it at the end. And they'll be disappointed. Even that last opportunity with Ryan McHugh, he'd been better just chipping that in the round, try maybe get a flick down or somebody get a rebound, because he wasn't going to score a goal from that way out. So listen, all in all, Park, I just think as we talk throughout the game, Gaoth probably a slightly better side, but you know, full respect to Kilcar. They never got up, they never threw in the towel, they kept coming back, but you just felt all throughout the game that Gaoth was the better side, and I think deservedly have gone through to the semi-finals.
Well, half time, of course, it was a point. Kilcar were a point to the good, 7 points to 6, but then Fionn Coyle kicked the first score of that second half, and well, Gaoth went level, 7 points apiece. Ethan Harkin turned on the style once again in the 7th minute into the second half. He kicked Gaoth's first score to put them in front for the first time, I should say, and then on the 11th minute into the second half, he kicked a 2-pointer, Ethan Harkin, his first of the night, 7 points to 10. Matthew McLean responded for Kilcar in the 12th minute into the second half. That was 8 points to 10, and then Ethan Harkin once again with his second 2-pointer. How important they were in this encounter. 12 points to 8 after 21 minutes into the second half. In the 22nd minute, Ryan McHugh scored Kilcar's second point into the second half, 9 points to 12, and Kilcar just hung in this encounter. Fionn Coyle got in the act on the 23rd minute of the second half, 13 points for Gaoth, 9 points for Kilcar, and then Ethan Harkin once again a point from a free on the 25th minute. But then at that
left it at 9 points to 14. Gaoth looked like they were heading into the semi-finals of the Michael Murphy Senior Football Championship. Well, Kilcar had different ideas. A long ball in over the top from Ryan McHugh, spotted Paddy McBurdy. He collected the ball, this real full forward style, down, got the ball down to his left foot and under the keeper, from the Gaoth keeper, of course, Patrick McGill-Abreja, and that left it 1-9 for Kilcar, 14 points for Gaoth. It was all to play for, and then in the 31st minute it was Ryan McHugh who got that point, so it left a 1 point game with 32 minutes on the clock into the second half, 110 to 14 points. But then it was Michael Rorty deep into that second half and into one of the last passes of play, kicked a 2-pointer for Gaoth and really seen out this game. But there was an opportunity towards the end. Ryan McHugh and co had different thoughts, and well, they had 2 opportunities, but just one at the end unfortunately went out to the right and wide, and Kilcar go out of the Michael Murphy Senior Football Championship.
We probably didn't expect them to be at this stage from early on the season, but in fairness to Kilcar, they really got their act together. There's a lovely moment there. Kieran McGinley, the Kilcar midfielder's down with his daughter there, pitch side. As we said, what a servant he has been to Kilcar, and a nice moment, after a championship defeat. Always nice to go back to the family, and I think Kilcar can hold their heads up high, because Gaoth did look the better side, but that never say die attitude which any team needs in them. Kilcar certainly showed that tonight. I mean, they got that McBurdy goal, it certainly was game on, but I think it was telling that Gaoth come up the pitch and Rorty hit that 2-pointer. I think that was a massive score in the game, but it really showed that if Gaoth wanted to go up and do damage, they were going to do it. And I think in many ways the goal probably shocked them a bit, but I'd say from Kilcar's perspective, in the first half is where they'll look back to lost this game, particularly with the 4 drops short, the goal opportunities and the 6 ways. I think that is where Kilcar will look to, from that first half performance, only going on a point up.
They will be disappointed, Brendan. We did reference it a number of times about those goal chances, and it's only now after the game's over, those goal chances, those goal opportunities, you have to take them in championship football. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, we talk about 2-pointers in the game, but the goal, I say, it gives a team such a massive lift. And I think particularly, even from that McBurdy one early on, it looked like he hadn't totally warmed up yet. He kind of had it, and it, didn't seem to kind of bother him too much that he missed it. Park. And I was thinking to myself, like, at the end of the match, would there have been a different McBurdy on that ball if he had got it? I know it was early in the game, and that can happen to anybody, but it really looked like Kilcar in those early moments, they caught Gaoth a bit cold, and they probably should have been further ahead in the game. And then when Gaoth got into it in the first half, they came right back into the match with them scores we were talking about, particularly hitting 3 points in a row. Kilcar responded one, then Gaoth hit the next 3 points in a row. So I think against the breeze, you'd have to admire that Gaoth performance, and I think probably in the first half, between Kilcar's misses and Gaoth's good play at the other end, was where this match was won or lost.
Yeah, it's all over here in Davy Brennan Memorial Park. It is, of course, the men from Gaoth who go into that semi-final hat after a fine victory this evening against Kilcar. It's all over. Victory for Ronan McNeil as a side. 16 points for Gaoth. It's Kilcar 110, and they go out of the Michael Murphy Senior Football Championship. Don't forget, later on tomorrow, of course, we have 4 Masters against Dunloe at 2:30 and Niamh Connell against Termon at 4 p.m. We're going to get some after-match review from Ronan McNeill and his camp. We'll be back very shortly indeed after these. Stephen McFadden at number 8. At 9 is Peter McGee, and here comes an opportunity for Matthew McLean. That'll be an absolute monster score if that goes over. It does go over. It's a 2-point in Kilcar, but particularly he is. Poor kick out there on that occasion by Patrick McGill-Abreja. Now it's an opportunity here for Patrick McBurdy. McBurdy still has it. He's got a little bit of company, but it does asking a good bit off Ethan Harkin. We've seen him doing this before. Doesn't take too many steps back. He's just outside the D. He kicks this one high. It's hanging in the air, and that's opportunities. And Brendan, suppose when they look at that at half time, they are going to be disappointed. But here comes Ryan McHugh. He has an opportunity on the left boot, kicks that one high, looks good from here. He's actually showing the power and the pace that he has. Still has it, just crossing the D, and well, he's ran a long distance with possession. That's a fantastic. There's always a little bit of a breeze, but anyway, here comes Michael Rorty. Rorty hand pass the ball out to the right hand side. There's an opportunity here for Owen De Burka to swing the right boot. De Burka kicks that one high. Stephen McFadden jinxes to the left and to the right. Still has possession, but it's got to Kilcar jersey in front of him. Out it goes. Opportunity for Ethan Hart. Good hand pass over the top inside to Fionnan. McGillicuddy has an opportunity here. It's just gone over the bar, and it's all seen the run from Ethan Harkin, but just opted to hold play now. Gidor have it. Hand pass inside here for Ethan Harkin. Harkin should put this over the bar, but Gidor just out past the 45, maybe 47 out, and here comes the left boot from Harkin. Kicks this one high. It's hanging in the air. It's hanging over the black spot. Once again, it's that man Andrew McLean. McLean, who's in fine form in the first opening half. Here comes the shot from deep. That's a brilliant score. If that goes over, that looks fantastic. Have an opportunity here. Good interception by that man Stephen McBurdy out to the left hand side to his brother Patrick. Back to Stephen now once again. Opportunity of a goal here. The ball just hits
Kilcar. And listen again, Kilcar unloading the bench a bit. They're looking to get back in this, but this man is on the ball. Harkin, as he snatched it, no, it's come in. It's just gone inside.
As the rain comes down here in David Brennan Memorial Park, here comes Patrick McBurdy. He's got a little bit of pace. He picks up the pace, I should say. That goes back out. That looks like it's going to go over the bar, and that's a score they're looking to develop as we edge into the final 10 minutes or so in this encounter. Lovely passage of play by that man Fionnan Coyle. Score for him with the breeze at his back. Couple of steps back from Harkin. He kicks this one with the left foot and kicks that one high, and another 2-pointer from Ethan Harkin as well on the 23rd minute. So it's really balanced that, but Kilcar, they still have time here. Another opportunity here for them. A long ball in for Paddy McBurdy. McBurdy shot. Oh, is that a goal? That is a goal. Kilcar have possession deep in the Gidor half. They have it to Ryan McHugh. Dance to the left, kicks this one with the right foot. That looks good from here. Great score by Ryan McHugh. Side it goes to Donald McGillicuddy. Back to Ethan Harkin. Here comes now that man Michael Rorty. Rorty kicks from distance. Is that one over the bar? That's a
At Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure, we cater for everyone, from top sporting athletes to relaxed casual sporting individuals and everyone in between. We also provide a large range of teamwear services and cater for schools and clubs. Orders can be customised to your specification to suit your individual needs. From clothing to equipment, we've got you covered.
And you're very welcome back to David Brennan Memorial Park here, of course. It's full time here in the Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure Donegal Senior Football Championship quarter final, and I'm delighted to say I'm joined by a very happy Gidor Bannister, Ronan McNeilis. Ronan, heart in the mouth stuff there, but your side prevailed at the end, but a big game here this evening. It went right down to the wire.
Yeah, look, we wouldn't be happy at all with that performance. We were periods, the last 15 in the first half maybe, and then 20 minutes or so in the second half. We were very good, very impressive. Not perfect, but we were happy within the last 10. Wouldn't be happy at all with that. So, you know, we're there, we're in the semi-final. We've kind of stuttered our way to here, so we have a lot to improve on, and that performance won't be good enough in a semi-final. We just about got away with it today.
Yeah, I suppose against the breeze in the first half, obviously, throughout the championship, if you've got a breeze, obviously you put up a big score at half-time. You didn't really allow Kilcar to do that. It was just that 1 point that separated you half-time. You had to be very happy with that.
We were delighted, but Kilcar had 3 goal chances in the first half, and they didn't take any of them. So even one of them goes in as 4 points, you know, so it could have been a totally different story. in regards to their shooting for points, we'd be happy enough. We didn't allow too many shots. Any shot they had there was decent pressure on it, and it was from distance out. Kilcar seemed happy to take them on, and some days they go over, but luckily for us today they didn't. So no, we were happy to only be a point down at half time. Not overly happy with the performance, but you'll take that when it comes to championship football. You can't have it perfect all the time, I suppose.
And suppose those goal chances it took Gaoth time to settle, because as you indicated, the goal chances came from Kilcar. If they got one or two of those, potentially would have been a second half would have been different. But you continued to really get that structure right. And suppose when you got that structure right, Gaoth made it very difficult for Kilcar to get through the middle.
Yeah, in the second half we defended brilliantly. They obviously had to get closer to goal to get shots off, and any time they came in, I don't know how many turnovers we got in the second half there, but it was pretty good. And we did well on kickouts too. I think we would say we won a high percentage of kickouts, breaking balls and stuff. But there was a few over the top that maybe were dangerous too. But look, our boys they brought a lot of heart there today. They brought a lot of hard work. They were well up for it, and when we were under pressure they really dug in, so you'd have to be delighted with that. They have a great attitude. Everything we ask of them, they do it, and they go above and beyond for that green jersey.
The movement of the ball from your centre half back to your full forward, of course you went long a number of times, but you potentially like to keep the ball and wait for the runners. And we just seen the work of Darrell Wheel tonight as well, up and down the pitch. You had Ethan Harkin as well, McGill Coyle as well moving. So that new modern game has suited your style of play this year.
Yeah, like we have a lot of pace in the team, and our boys are serious running power in a lot of our players, and they really brought it there tonight. Especially you were on about Dara and Finan, but really have to hand it to Ethan Harkin. Tonight he was under a lot of pressure. He's always a marked man, and he showed today like what a footballer he is, and that's down to nothing but his own hard work, and his own hard work off the pitch all year. It's been immense. He's down kicking, down practicing, and he's worked so hard in his game. So tonight he had a great performance, and he deserved that. But yeah, like it doesn't just come from him either. The other boys, working the ball to him, and those runners running the ball at pace to him, and the odd time letting it in. So you have to be able to mix it up a wee bit. So I felt we did that tonight.
60 minutes on the clock. It was Gaoth 14 points. It was Kilcar 9 points. Long ball in from Ryan McHugh. Patrick McGurdy got a sniff of it, and he does what Patrick McGurdy's done down through the years, put the ball into the back of the net. What was your thoughts then in that occasion, Ronan?
Just wanted to end it, blow the whistle and call it off, but we just one of those. Ball come in, I think we broke it down, ball fell to Paddy, he turned and stuck it in the net. It's such a dangerous ball, that, and they got a goal off it, so that was hard to take. But again, I think didn't they get the next score as well? So we were really under the cosh, but then that man Michael Lorty stepped up and stuck an unbelievable 2-pointer. He's been mad trying them all year, and we're trying to put him off it, but in fairness he can do it, and he stuck an unbelievable point there to put us 3 up again, so that was huge.
The pressure's off. You can sit back and watch the games tomorrow, and no doubt it doesn't really matter who you get in the semi-final, but Gaoth are back in the semi-final. You got there last year, no doubt. Ronan McNeil on his side will want to do one more.
Yeah, like we final 2 years ago. Some might say we were lucky to get there, whatever, and we didn't perform at all in the final. I felt last year we had a better year. We only lost to Unis by a point in the semi, and we knew we're not far away. And yeah, we're not setting the world alight this year, but when you have the quality of players we have there, and the hard work they put in, and the effort they put in for the Gansey Gloss, as we call it, you're never going to be too far away, hopefully.
All right, Ron, thanks very much for joining us here on Donegal GATV on Stream Sport. A big thank you to our camera crew this evening as well, to Bradis, and also to Brendan Venny, who's in co-commentary with me this evening in this big championship clash. It is, of course, Gaoth who go into the semi-finals of the Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure Donegal Senior Football Championship. Don't forget tomorrow who will join them. St Michael's are there already, but is it going to be Four Masters or Dunlow? That game gets underway at 2:30, and of course at 4 o'clock the next encounter, of course, is Niamh Connell against Termon. But for myself, Pádraig Kilferty, and all the Stream Sport team here from Davy Brennan Memorial Park, a very good evening to you.
At At Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure, we cater for everyone, from top sporting athletes to relaxed casual sporting individuals and everyone in between. We also provide a large range of teamwear services and cater for schools and clubs. Orders can be customised to your specification to suit your individual needs. From clothing to equipment, we've got you covered.